Here's Jimmy Ott and Charles Hedegriff.
Yeah, for some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
Is it live? Is it live?
From Ruffino's on Highland Road, welcome to the Friday edition of Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Charles Hendrick, Jimmy Ott, Max Gotro, Jordan Kinch's back in the studio. Thank you for being with us. If you are enjoying the holiday today, welcome. Come on over and have lunch with us. If you are getting in half day's work, full day's work, it's normal for you.
Curtis is
come on over and have
today.
lunch with us anyway.
Yeah, Curtis is here. Barry, the bartender's got the shiniest tires in town.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to see those tires, man. If you drive by on Highland Road, you see the shiniest tires. It's Barry's. I'm telling you.
Okay,
I'm telling you.
I believe you.
Curtis asked me if I had a good time in Monaco,
and the answer to that is
if I didn't, Curtis, we got problems.
It's on auto answer, right?
Yes. Well, the flight wasn't terrible. It was what I should have been bummed on a Final Four. It was great. It was great. I mean, you think talk about go make the plane ride go quicker.
Sure.
I mean,
you got something.
And I was kind of dozing off that Duke Houston. This is over. This is over. I mean, I'm like, what just happened? That was crazy. That was crazy. Charlie, good job throwing his flowers, Max.
Yeah. Tell him what he's won, Johnny.
3-0.
3-0.
3-0 on the podcast. You
good.
Missed out if you weren't tuning in to the baseball show.
We'll be doing that on Thursdays the rest of the
Max,
year.
tell him.
Yes, so College Sports Rush, wherever you look, wherever you get your podcast or on YouTube. College Sports Rush.
So
every
College
Thursday.
Sports Rush, not Sports Better's Paradise now? Or both or what?
It's the Sports Better's Paradise show, but you'll find it on the College Sports Rush channel.
Oh, okay.
A few shows. So College Sports Rush, look for that. And every Thursday it'll drop first on the podcast feeds about midday, right around noon. It'll be up on YouTube, and we're giving out winners apparently. 3-0.
We had a good start.
It looked like it was going to be Homer Simpson there for a while. The way that guy was handcuffing LSU's lineup. It made how many backwards K's in your scorebook against the starter? Huh?
Quite a few.
I mean, that was some weak at bats there, but when you're trying to build a program, what's the big thing you want to get into? You want to get into that bullpen, and that bullpen is not good.
And it was one of the reasons that we liked LSU yesterday.
That's right. No, I'll give you credit. You went in the podcast. You did talk about their bullpen being set up for, much more in better shape than Alabama.
And Tyler Fay actually did a better job than I thought because he's been a one-inning guy. He just transitioned to a starter last week when they put him in against Mississippi State. And he went 3 in the third inning, so he pitched 3 pretty good innings. Stanfield's double was the one blow that he gave up, but I thought he was really good. But LSU got into that bullpen. And when you're LSU's supposed to win this game. You're throwing your ace. They're throwing an opener. They're not completely pitching backwards, but they're throwing off a little bit. You're supposed to win that game.
He was big improvement for what they've been throwing out there in game ones of the SEC series.
Over the two before this one had been really rough. And Cade Anderson, I thought going out there looked the first two batters. He's 94. He's throwing strikes. Everything is fantastic. And then Cade Snell hits a monster shot over the fence, and that was the one problem that Anderson had last night. This is 3 out of 4 games now that he's given up. He's given up 5 earned runs. The one in between that was a shutout at Oklahoma. The home run ball has been a problem for him. Before the Auburn, the Oklahoma game where he throws all those pitches, he had given up 3 home runs to Mississippi State. He gave up 4 home runs last night. Now the encouraging thing is he didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 10. So
it's the craziest line score.
It is
10 strikeouts, no walks, and
4 home runs of the 6 hits that he gave up.
Doesn't happen.
No, and there were balls that at least the first 2 were up. The second one to Brady Neal, who is not a good hitter. I'm sorry, he's a 212 hitter, and he gets a pitch up in the zone that he can handle, and he drives it out of the park. Anderson's command was there for most of the night. he didn't. It's not like he was falling behind every batter, and this was inevitable. He was getting a lot of strikeouts. His velocity. Now I was in the park for most of the game. His velocity never really dipped. He was 93, 94 the whole night, but he has given up some home run balls. So I don't know what you do about that, because most of it is good. I felt like last week the line score was a little bit misleading. I thought he had pitched a little bit better than that, but he didn't give up the home runs last week.
I can't. I mean, I wouldn't panic with his approach, man. You got 10 strikeouts, and look, you watch enough college baseball.
Yeah.
When the big innings, it's all when you start walks. Okay, it's a lot of walks. The free, and throwing an error every now and then, and that's why when I was telling you I was watching Oklahoma and Alabama, I said this series is just not what we're used to, the level we used to watch, and they contributed with that blown double play that they threw into left field. So, but I mean, you did 10 strikeouts, no walks. I mean, come on. I mean, so his stuff is good enough to strike. He's attacking the zone all the time. I mean, do you want him to be a little bit more fine and start putting people on, and then those solo shots become 3-run shots?
No,
I wouldn't have changed a thing.
I want him to do exactly what he's been doing. I'm going to march him back out there in game 1 of every SEC series the rest of the season. Jay Johnson was busy last night. The moves that he made really contributed to what they were doing. To send Ashton Larson up, who does not have a hit in SEC play, had not really a factor in the lineup since pre-conference, comes up and hits a 3-run homer, and it really woke LSU up. They have been forget Tuesday night a little bit. The last 5 games before that, they've been in a slump. We talked about it earlier in the week. Sometimes it's one little thing gets you going. They shook the lineup up on Tuesday night. That worked, but that was against McNeese. Here, you put a guy in who was a starter for a good portion of last season, but hasn't really played that much this year. And he hits the ball over the fence, and then the floodgates open against the Alabama bullpen after that. The other thing he did last night, and I tweeted this out, was that he put Kason Evans out there, one of his top 2 relievers, when LSU was behind. And they haven't done that so far this season. In LSU's 32 wins so far this year, going into last night, 23 of them either Kason Evans or Zach Cowan had pitched. So he has not put them in situations where LSU was behind. Last Sunday doesn't really count with Cowan because it was a kind of a use it or lose it deal. They were at the end of the weekend. They were on the verge of being swept, which eventually they would. So he brought Evans in. One of the key points in the ball game. LSU got a call. I think LSU fans would, if they're being honest, would tell you in the 7th inning, Alabama's got runners at 2nd and 3rd. They've got first base open. They've got LeBron at the plate, who didn't have a hit last night, but is a fantastic player. But on deck is Snell, who's homered twice in the game. And it's a 3-2 pitch from Evans, and it's low. I mean, it's not even debatable. It's low. And LeBron took it, should have gone down to first base. Umpire rung him up. Coach got thrown out, and LSU gets into the dugout. Sometimes you catch a break. I'll be the first person to tell you that was ball 4. It was
Ben McDonald did as well.
Ben McDonald. I heard that. It was ball 4. I mean, it's, like I said, you look at the pitch. It's really not. It's not close.
Would I look at some of those things in the catcher? I forget who it was for LSU last night. He framed it. I don't know, 14 to 18 inches. I mean, he just lifted it. I mean, so they got a call. I mean, it's college baseball. These guys are not full-time.
See, they're insurance salesmen. Okay, they're mechanics. They're not really umpires. Yeah, exactly. And LSU ends up, kind of in what looked like a comfortable win. If you just look at the score, was really not. They were down 5-1 going into the bottom of the 6th inning.
It's a big win, though, Charlie.
It is.
BetMGM, I think, is the only one that does live betting on college baseball. And damn it, I wanted to check. 5-1? 5-1, they've got to be, Alabama's got to be minus 280.
Something. I would imagine. The fact that Johnson put Evans in when they got back, they were still behind, though, gave you an idea of what he thought about the game. It was
after he got the pinch hit home run.
Yeah, it was 5-4.
Oh, well, no.
5-4. First time. he had confidence in them to come back against that bullpen, and I did too. I didn't know if the big hit was going to come. I didn't expect Larson to hit the ball out of the park. He didn't have a hit in a month, but once they got to that point, I was like, okay, is he going to go? Is he going to go with his bullpen dudes? Yes, he's going to go with his bullpen dudes.
Bullpen versus bullpen, 10-0 at one point. Ended up 10-1.
Yeah.
I mean, you got and LSU should be. He's calculated. No, he managed a great game. Now you call the pinch. You got the pinch hit before the pinch hit home run, right? You got a hit. It was back to back.
There were technically 3 pinch hits because you had Pearson, sub Pearson.
Right. They brought John Pearson in, and then when they changed to the right hander,
but there was a pinch hit before the pinch hit home run.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah.
back to back pinch hit hits, including a home run, and all of a sudden that game is different. The place came. You were there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they can feel, and then they on that the Alabama relievers acknowledging the heckling. I mean, they're getting on them down in the bullpen. So, I mean, game on, Alec Box. Here we go, because they were desperate need of a spark, and they got that spark, and that's why the coach said he can't not get that call and win the game. He can't do it, So, but it was like it just snowballed. But 10-0. 10-0. They outscored when it was a bullpen game until the one run that was in the 8th or 9th. I think the ninth.
Sloppy in the ninth.
Connor Benj, 3 walks and a hit batter. The significance behind that was it forced him to bring Zach Cowan in the game to finish it up. And we were talking before the show. He's trying to save a little case in Evans for Saturday. So he sends him out there for the first out of the inning so that when Benj comes in, he doesn't have to get 3 outs. It worked. He gets 35 pitches. He takes him out. Benj gets into trouble. He's got to bring in Cowan. So not ideal. I would have liked Cowan to, watch the rest of this game. I mean, it's not like he threw a lot of pitches, but he had to get up. He had to warm up. He had to go in the game, and he had to finish it out. You do not want to lose, Captain Obvious, with your ace on the mound and them throwing an opener. You have to win these kind of games, and LSU did by a score of 11-6. So it was a fun night. Great weather at the box. Great crowd. They kind of had to sit on their hands for the first 5 innings, but when it got going, it really got going. LSU gymnastics last night. We got home in time to see the end of that, and boy, big surprise to me that they did not advance to the finals, but they finished third. They had an off night. I'm not going to pretend to be a gymnastics expert. The expert is my spouse. She likes to watch gymnastics, and so she kind of tells me what's going on when I'm not watching. Yeah. What can I tell you? They didn't hit enough landings or whatever, but that was a disappointment. We're here at Ruffino's on Highland Road. It is Good Friday.
Good Friday, baby. Yes, indeed. So come on by and see us. And for our specials through today and throughout the weekend, it is heavy on the seafood and non-meat items. Celebrating Good Friday, tempura fried cauliflower. That's right, the angry cauliflower. Tempura fried cauliflower with a sweet and spicy chili glaze with Korean chili flake. The crispy calamari with pickled sweet peppers, the citrus and saffron aioli. Entree features, you want a steak? We got a New Orleans ribeye, 16-ounce ribeye with the New Orleans-style barbecue shrimp. That has been a staple over here for a long, long time here at Ruffino's. Side of mashed potatoes with it as well. Suggested wine pairing is a Frank Family Cabernet Sauvignon out of Napa. In our seared red snapper with the smoked sweet green peas, roasted corn succotash with lemon vinaigrette. Our suggested wine pairing is a Pejus Chardonnay out of Napa Valley. Always we have the Ruffino's Old Elk, our exclusive hand-picked single-barrel select bourbon here at Ruffino's. Barry's here. Mr. Curtis is Hal. Did anybody check on Hal today?
He's usually here by now. We'll send out we'll send out an AP. Did you say succotash?
I said that, Charlie.
I like succotash. Succotash.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
Succotash is good. It's succotash. I can't. It's hard to describe. It's just really good.
Troy not here, but oh yeah, our buddy Chris Massaro, he's got action. He's founded something, so we'll lean on him today.
Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Louisiana Lanyap on Perkins and Bluebonnet. Winner of the most 225's Best of Awards. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Finbom, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. And Phil's Oyster Bar since 1950 on Government Street to now in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Patial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic is happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
Attention, vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
Get Moss Max and less tax during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, 4 cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Well, let's go out to San Diego. I don't know. Or we go out to Vegas. Are you getting your mail in Las Vegas yet? I mean, you are logging.
Where did you file your taxes this week?
I mean, yes. Did you file your taxes in Nevada or in California this week, Macero? Huh?
Oh, that might be a good move. That might be a good move. There's a lot less tax in Nevada than there is in California. But no, we're in San Diego today. It's a gloomy 55-degree morning. I'm not sure what's going on with the weather. They seem to have changed it over the last few years, and they can't get it right. So we're just dealing with it. Hasn't seen the sun. There's no sun in the morning anymore. We have to wait till like.
Hey,
3 o'clock.
Jordan, we Chris is breaking up on us. Real quick, we'll do a live spot, reconnect with him on a different line so we can hear him. We definitely want to hear him, give him his time today. Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title, Chad Reynolds and Legacy Title for all of you real estate closings, 296-0060. Full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional service is what you get when you dial 296-0060. Our great long-standing staff at Legacy Title, Ashley Donald, Mariana Haynes, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, the Natalie and Bradford Smith. Buying, building, refinancing, nobody choose but you. Choose Chad Reynolds and Legacy Title. Chris, we got a better signal now?
I think so.
Oh,
I
much
can
better.
hear you guys fine. How do I sound?
Much better. Trust me, it was worth it. And we knocked out a live spot. Well, life is good. Now, I mean, you grew up near Boston, in Boston, huh? Italian. How close?
I grew up with no traffic, about 25 minutes south of Boston. But with traffic, it's always like over an hour.
Oh,
so many trips to Boston. My dad used to work at Fenway Park, so I was in Boston all the time as a young kid.
Now, I mean, it's pretty heavy Catholic over there. South Louisiana, it's pretty heavy Catholic down here. So Good Friday. So we appreciate you coming on a Good Friday because we're the only local show today. We figured you're figuring something out to get some action. Where is your action right now, Chris?
Well, I figured I'd come up with a couple different things, a trio of different sports just to keep it interesting today. And one of the things I'm looking at, and you could still get it at plus money, but it's not going to be there for that long, is the Detroit Tigers to win the American League Central. Right now at DraftKings, it's plus 125. I think even at Caesars, it's a little bit over maybe plus 105. I'm not sure if you can shop around and find something better. But this Tigers team, I'm telling you, first off, they're only competing against two other teams in the Central. The Minnesota Twins have pretty much, already waved the white flag. They're getting like less than 10,000 people at their games. They spend no money in the off season. They have I'm not even sure if half their games are even on TV. Everyone hates the owner. They're done with the franchise. Obviously, the White Sox aren't going to win the division. So then you look at the two other teams. Kansas City made the playoffs last year. A huge year of regression. They're off to a rough start. Can't hit. Pitching's not the same. And then you get the Indians, whose best pitcher, Shane Bieber, is hurt, and he's not even participating in the games at the moment. And then you look at the Tigers. You got the Cy Young winner, Skubal. He started a little slow, 2-2, but still great ERA, 2.66. Jack Flaherty's pitching great, 2.53 ERA, 1.08 WHIP. And then you got this rookie sensation, Jackson Jobe, who just had a great start on Saturday. Nice outing versus the Twins where he went 6 innings, only 2 hits, 1 walk. They got some boppers, too. They hit 20 home runs already. Spencer Torkelson's on fire. He's got 6 home runs, 16 ribbies already. Riley Green off to a slow start, but he's got plenty of potential. And this Kerry Carpenter also has 5 home runs. So this team, they're fundamentally sound. They got a great manager, and they got an Yankee castaway, Tommy Canale, as their closer. Guy hasn't even walked a batter yet. He's got 5 saves, a 1.29 ERA, and a sub 0.4 WHIP. So they seem to be hitting on all cylinders right now, and I really just don't think they have much to compete with. And if you can get them at a plus money price right now to win that division, I think that's a pretty safe bet. And if you want to sprinkle a little American League, because once you win the division, you're pretty set up nice for the playoffs. You don't have to deal with the wild card situation. You might be able to get maybe 10-1. I saw an 11-1 the other day. I'm not sure if that's still out there. I really think the Tigers for this division is a really solid play right now.
Charlie, another one of the guys in their rotation too to back up, Skubal Flaherty and that 1-2 punch, and Casey Mize, who we saw a lot in the SEC.
Number 1 pick out of Auburn.
Yeah. Number 1 pick. So his ERA is 2.6 right now, 17 and a third innings pitched right now. So, that's a guy too, Chris, that, they surely invested a lot in him, and it's taken a little time, but knowing, they got a taste of that postseason last year, and that was with limited punch. Their lineup looks like it's going to be improved from a year ago.
Yeah, you just see that. I watched a couple of their games. I don't know why they happened to be on. I actually did play them on Saturday with Joe because I couldn't believe that Paddock for the Twins was favored He's going again today, Paddock, and I'm not sure why this guy keeps taking money, but I'm going against him. It's almost like the Patrick Corbin situation. This Paddock kid, he was out in San Diego. He was a train wreck here. He's been a train wreck in Minnesota. I'm not sure why he keeps taking money all the time. But anyways, I like the way Detroit plays. It's very fundamentally sound. They do everything well. And like I said, great manager, ex-World Series champ. So I'm just aboard the Tiger train. I really think they have a lot of potential this year.
Yeah, Paddock was always that. And he had one really good year with the Padres, right, Chris? I mean, he was really.
Yeah, but it was a lot of like smoke and mirrors year. You could see that like he was getting out of a lot of jams. And I'm just telling you, you didn't feel confident when he was on the hill. I'll tell you that.
Well, the odds makers always liked him, so his numbers were always respected. Max.
Just watch out for Patrick Corbin. He apparently got bit by like a venomous spider and came out. It was the thought it was going to get scratched.
I think he got bit by that spider about 3 seasons ago. But anyway,
well, it might be turning him around.
He's pitching better.
He went 5 1/3, one run.
It just shook him up.
I think he's back now.
That's all.
Spider-Man.
Doctor, can you give me a spider bite? That's what I need to kind of turn my career around.
Work for Peter Parker.
I mean, he's man. Remember how good he was? How much of a weapon in that Nationals championship?
For Washington, because you brought him in after Scherzer and Strasburg.
But still, Charlie.
He was terrific. He had a great year.
He had
a great year.
No, but in the postseason too, he was just lights out. And they went to him for extended periods at different times. All right. We are pretty much set. What are we? A couple of weeks away from the Oaks Day, Derby Day. All the preps are in. What we looking at? Some people turn their nose up to the California horses. They're kind of a light field in the Santa Anita Derby. The Santa Anita Derby champion is a favorite right now.
Yeah, I mean, journalism is going to be tough to beat. I mean, there's really not much else out there. A lot of these horses don't want to run that far. This horse wants to run all day. The one obviously hang up is in a 20-horse field, are you going to be able to, find a trip that you get through and you manage, McCarthy said like, hey, listen, we're going to have to figure out the trip, but the horse just wants to keep running and there's not many other horses that are remotely close to it. Some of the Bafferts, which is weird in my eyes, because usually Baffert have all that extra stamina. That's another issue we can discuss later, but all the Bafferts don't seem to want to run the distance at all. So, I mean, you kind of have to like them. I'm a big super player on Derby Day, so I'm definitely going to be constructing a ticket with journalism, saying first, second, and third. And, you try to hit the all button a couple times and you try to hit a monster super because it's the $1 minimum that day. So I'm excited for it. We'll be, if you want to fly out, we'll be at the West Gate on Derby Day and we'll be at the Wynn on Oaks Day. So you're more than welcome to come out, Jimmy, and, partake in some of the festivities.
That would be nice. But they, my jet mileage might be on pause for a little bit. So anyway, after my last trip, but
is there a picture of you in one of those tuxedos rolling the dice in Monte Carlo, or do we have one of those?
No pictures allowed in the Monte Carlo casino. How about this? No Monaco residents allowed in the gaming area. How about that? As a patron or as an employee? Yeah, that's part of the setup they gave them. So that's just part of the deal.
I got a horse for you today if you want. Keeneland.
Well, sure. Heck, let me get my pen. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, it's just a little action today at Keeneland. So in the fifth race, we're at fifth race at Keeneland. It's a marathon on the turf, 12 furlongs, and I'm looking at the 12 horse. Holy Foley, 8-1 on the morning line. It's Brian Lynch trained, Johnny V to ride. This horse ran at Keeneland in the fall. He ran fourth in a similar distance, similar level of class, but he was a couple. He was into the season a little bit longer. This horse is fresh now. He's second off the layoff. He ran at Gulfstream recently, but it was just a race to get a race into the horse, more pointing towards this race. And I just think that this horse wants to go longer. He's been running in these longer races, and the race at Gulfstream was only 8 furlongs. So like I said, just a little prep to get him ready for this race. He's going to have to compete with the favorite, Dancing Dean, which is a Bill Mott trained Flavian Pratt ridden horse who's 3-1. But I like the 8-1, similar type of horse, similar type of class. and they're both going to be running at the end. So I'm going to go with Holy Foley, the 12 horse, in the 5th race at Keeneland today.
Morning line 8-1. John Velasquez in the irons there. What better than Holy Foley and Holy Week, huh?
Holy Foley, yeah.
This has got a Catholicism theme to this whole show today.
That is
Charlie.
perfect.
Good Friday, Stations of the Cross Day.
Yeah, go ahead, Charlie.
Chris, did you say 12 furlongs, a mile and a half?
Mile and a half on the turf.
Yeah, I ask this question every year when we prep for the Belmont Stakes. How many regular races do you see at a mile and a half? And obviously none of the 3-year-olds have ever been a mile and a half. But in all the time I've been going to track, I can count the number of mile and a half races I've seen maybe on one hand.
Right.
Outside of the Belmont.
So I'm gonna put this number down for you, Charlie, a percentage, okay? And I'm gonna ask Chris. I'm gonna ask Chris. All right, Chris. If a mile and a half, 2 times around a track race at Del Mar, what percentage of the people in the stands cheer with the first time through past the finish line like the race is over?
It's like 18.6%. And 90% of them, are women.
I said 60%. I mean, it's more of a, let's just say it's a social crowd at Del Mar, which is great.
Very rarely do you see many mile and a half on the dirt races at all. Yeah. There's one at Saratoga, but there's a few. The turf ones do come up. You might see like 1 or 2 a week in the turf, but most of the time you're not going to be running a mile. The horses don't want to run that far.
Maybe outshot high, but on opening day, that percentage is way up, Chris. That crowd. I mean, they see the horses cross the finish line the first time. You also have an NBA. We're set minus the 8 seeds. We'll get those tonight. The NBA playoffs. Now, let Charlie. He gets on me. I gave him LSU against Alabama this year in football. What happened there? Just missed, huh? I gave him Ole Miss against LSU. I gave him Baylor because come on, LSU wants to play in the playoff. We don't care about this game. Baylor in the bowl game against LSU. He's like, well, can you pick your own team? When's the last time you've been right? But from the man who told us the Celtics will not win the championship. Go proceed, Chris.
That was bad. I know. But this year, I need OKC. Full transparency. I'm on OKC to make the finals. It's a huge ticket for me. I had them with Florida. I had them with stuff for the Eagles in the Super Bowl. But let's just look at a particular series that's coming up, the Rockets and the Warriors. I don't understand the line. I don't understand why the Warriors are this big of a favorite. As soon as it came out, I got Rockets plus 175. I'm taking little slices of Rockets at 4-0, 3-1, 3-2, and 4-3. Obviously, bigger bets as you go down because the 4-3 is plus 475. I don't understand how Golden State is going to, 1, score, 2, rebound. Curry led them in rebounds the other night versus Memphis. Edey had 17 rebounds. You got Sengun's averaging 10.3 rebounds a game. The team averages almost 50 rebounds a game. They have so many defensive weapons, Amen Thompson, Dylan Brooks, Van Fleet, Tyree Eason, that they can throw at Butler and Curry. Curry's going to have to be otherworldly to win this game. And I'm going to take, this is just a little, experiment type of thing. I'm going to take the Rockets on the money line every single game in this series because you're going to get some nice prices against Golden State. They're going to win one of those games at Golden State, and they're probably going to, I think they're going to win the series. So you're going to be able to get cheap money lines when they're at home and nice prices when you're on the road. And I don't see Golden State win the series. They're not deep. Curry's got a little injury on his hand. And for some reason, Steve Kerr has taken Kuminga, the best rebounder and a decent offensive player, out of the rotation. I'm not sure what he did to upset the apple cart, but he's just not playing anymore. And they just don't have enough guys, enough bodies. And if Ime Udoka, one of the best defensive coaches in the NBA, he's got his eyes set on 2 guys, Curry and Butler. Let the rest of the guys eat you because they're not going to do it. So Curry's going to have to be all-star A+ Curry for them to win the series. I don't understand the series price line. And I'm going to be on the Rockets every game. Well,
listen, you know what it is. A couple of things here. First of all, I mean, the Golden State with all their success, and then the addition of Butler in their record. I mean, they're way more public than the upstart Rockets. We know that. And then the other thing is, it's a big difference between style of play in the regular season and the postseason. I think more than any other sport in the NBA, regular season and postseason, it's $1 million question. Okay, can this team that accomplished so much in the regular season translate to the postseason? Houston and the Cavaliers are the two big questions. So we'll see. But to me, it's kind of a toss-up. But plus 175, I would have to agree with you. I'm certainly not laying it with Golden State, but we'll see. So, hey, Paul Bovey, Bovey join you? Loverboy Bovey, is he joining for Derby weekend?
Bovey has been MIA this week. Last week there was a lot of discussion that he might be coming out. He hasn't decided. Who knows what Philippines island he's going to be on? So I'm not sure. He said it's a potential. He was there last year. We had a great time. Derby Day. I missed out on Forever Young. I still think he should have won that race. I'm still kind of ticked off about it, but hopefully we'll get him this year, and we'll have a live update for you the day before when we talk to you.
Yes, indeed. Chris, we appreciate it, man. Enjoy your Easter weekend. Good luck, and yes, we'll definitely be in touch as we get closer to Derby Day. Thank you, buddy.
All right, sounds great. Happy Easter, guys.
Live at lunch, live at Ruffino's. Good Friday edition of Live at Lunch at Ruffino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill. Wesley, across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus, $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And the winkle troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. Grow your nest egg savings with a great CD rate from Home Bank. For a limited time, you can earn 4.25% annual percentage yield, and you get to choose the term. Pick 3, 7, or 11 months and get this excellent return on your savings. The minimum balance is only $2,500. It really is that simple. Stop by any South Louisiana Home Bank location and speak with a local banker today. Good for business, good for life. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic is happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Baseball and softball players of all levels get the competitive edge you've been looking for at Total Diamond Performance. Do the same lessons, camps, classes, and clinics used by top college and MLB organizations. Everything from mental performance, in-game video, and data analysis to improve pitching, throwing velocity, bat speed, and fielding. Total Diamond Performance is tailored around the individual player to build strength and athleticism while also cleaning up mechanical deficiencies. Matt Mastretta applies what he's learned working in player development with college and MLB teams. Total Diamond Performance, 931-3730. That's 931-3730.
Live at lunch with Otten Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Back here at Ruffino's Live at Lunch. We're brought to you by Louisiana Health and Injury Centers, helping you deal with pain. Dr. Michael Goff and his staff done a great job for us. So if you've got back pain, you got neck pain, you got soreness, things that are keeping you from, keeping you from getting around as well as you'd like, or keeping you from getting a good night's sleep, let the professionals at Louisiana Health and Injury Centers target those problem areas and get you to feeling better. Airline Highway, Plank Road, Jefferson Highway near Drusilla. Dr. Michael Goff, Louisiana Health and Injury Centers. You mentioned the Golden Spikes at the beginning of the show, and a lot of times this stuff is a little bit reputation-based when we talk about odds and things like that. And the top, the leader in the odds is Justin LeBron from Alabama, who's a terrific player, by the way.
Plus 425.
Yeah. And another another SEC player, Jared Jones,
he's plus 800, fifth
800.
choice right now.
And there's one other player, Gavin Klein, I think.
Killen.
Killen, excuse me.
Yeah, Gavin Killen from Tennessee. He's third choice at plus 650. Merrick Houston is also plus 650 from Wake Forest, and Rylan Zaborowski from Miami of Ohio is plus 675. But LeBron was surprised because he's not the best hitter on his team, and he's a sophomore compared to I keep forgetting his name. The kid that had the home runs.
Oh, Snell
for Alabama. He's the better hitter. He's a senior too, but also it's a non-traditional power.
Right.
Alabama ain't done anything.
No.
So like that's I don't know. It just surprised me a little bit.
Why do I bring this up? Because LeBron is hitting in conference play 277.
Yeah.
Nothing terrible. Jones in conference play is hitting 243. If I asked 10 LSU fans that were sitting around me last night who LSU's leading hitter in conference play, I think 0 of them would have gotten it right, because LSU's leading hitter in conference play is Chris Stanfield. I'm sorry, Max, you weren't sitting by me.
Yes.
Okay. Chris Stanfield, he's having a terrific year. Okay. He's hitting 358. That's better than in conference play. Now, 16 games, now decent sample size. That's the best. It's better than Curiel. It's better than Dickinson. It's better, and Jones is hitting 243 in conference play. So both of these guys came in with an awful lot of ramp up. But you know who, if you had to vote right now, who's the SEC player of the year, the offensive player of the year, really the player of the year period right now? If I had to vote, I'd vote for a little 5'10" first baseman from the University of Arkansas named Camden Cozile, who is hitting a cool 43 points better than anybody else in the conference and leads the conference in RBIs by a lot in conference play. Okay. And that means something to me. I'm sorry. Especially given the state of some of the non-conference schedules, the conference play means something to me. First of all, how many 5'10" first basemen do you see?
None.
In the Southeastern Conference?
U12.
Yeah. He's 5'10". He's right-handed. Now he bats left-handed, but he throws right-handed. Okay,
yeah,
so you're not even getting the right split there.
Like
with
the guy top
first baseman.
It's funny, Charlie. He may have been one of those kids that matured so quickly early and played first base because he was maybe taller at like 12.
You have a good point
what I mean?
here,
Because what?
Guess where he's from? Omaha.
George.
Omaha. He's from Omaha. He was the Gatorade Player of the Year in Nebraska 2 years ago. Yeah, and he spent his freshman year at Vandy, where he was good. He started about half the season. He had modest numbers. He had 284. So he was good, but he has exploded, and he just does like the second leading hitter in the Southeastern Conference.
How do you spell his last name again? Because I watched him play.
Kozeal.
Guess what?
What? He's not in there, I'm sure.
Not even, can't find him. And
No.
I got this is like the top 48.
And he has been.
I'm sorry,
by a pretty wide margin.
52, and he's not on here, which is crazy.
The second leading hitter in the Southeastern Conference, the LSU. If you watched the Auburn series last week, you saw him. It's Ike Irish. Got a name it's easy to remember. He looks like a ball player. Okay,
another one last night.
He's 6'2". They list him at 200 pounds. I think he's bigger than that. I mean, he is a giant man.
He's 60-1,
and he is having a terrific year. The 3-run triple that chased Ianson last week was a 400-foot moonshot to straightaway center field at Auburn. He looks the part. Koziel looks like a guy that would be playing intramural softball. He's one of those mashers from high school, but I don't know. I like the story. Kid from Omaha goes to Vandy, and ends up at Arkansas. And this little 5'10" right-handed first baseman is leading the league, hitting .439.
What's the kid's name that was the top player for A&M last year who came back? Is it Lavalette?
Lavalette is the
he got an insurance run for him with a kind of an oppo shot last night. He's that was a nice win for them on the road. I mean, Arkansas was 25-1 at home.
That sounds right.
Yeah. I mean, A&M kind of getting their swag back, man, and a nice come from behind win by Texas too, which they were down by Auburn. 2-0 pretty late.
And Lavallette's having a good year. He's hitting .291 in league
22-1 for him.
He was a much bigger. He'll probably be the highest draft choice out of all these guys that we're talking about.
Preseason favorite in this,
I would think.
Yeah.
And then the other kid that was a preseason All-American over there, Grahovic, the third baseman, he got hurt, I think, 4 games in, and he's out for the year, which went a portion of the way towards talking about some of their early struggles, but not.
Your cousin is 70-1.
Who's that?
Rock Chalowski.
Charlie. We got a good year for names in the league.
I did not get that one. I was like, what's the relation there?
Charlie.
Get that. We got
when
Ace.
Charlie does good, you've dropped the R. It's Charlie.
Ace Reese and Ike Irish. We got some good names in the league this year. Also got some good stuff at the Thibodeau store. DoItBest.com/Thibodeau store. Get down 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, their sister property, the Pierre Part store in Pierre Part for 113 years. If you like to cook, okay, this is a hardware store, okay? We've got all of the hardware that you could possibly want, but if you are a cook, you will love the Cajun outdoor cook.
Yes.
Cajun cookware,
well, indoor, some
grills,
of this, but mostly outdoor.
The big green egg cookers and all of the accessories. This is an entire section of the store, and I had a hard time getting you out of there.
No, it's awesome. I mean, I got my big green egg from the Thibodeau store. I've got my accessories, the igniter, the coals, the cover for it, all from there. The cast iron kind of indirect heat plate. There as well. The Cajun, they got the Cajun classic cast iron cookware, and McWare stuff for your stews and gumbos. That is the stainless steel. I mean, they even have cast iron oyster grill platter that you can do. They've got the outdoor burners, single, double, triple burners to do all your stuff. How about 120 quart capacity seafood boil equipment? Yeah, that's right. You could do 2 sacks at once in some of them, or the traditional, all different sizes, all different price points. We got the what is it? The oilless turkey fryers. I mean, you name it, man. A little bit of everything, every gadget in the world. I mean, I love the the scoops that you can take out, that equal about a tray of crawfish. So some of your guests that don't like them quite as spicy as you do. I mean, you name it, man. All kinds of great stuff. You like to do any outdoor cooking, and you're out, your patio, your tailgate, your festivals, Jambalaya Festival. Man, this is where you go to load up. And I've been down there for the Jambalaya Festival in Gonzales, and this is all kinds of different jambalaya pots and burners from all different sizes and all different price points. Unreal. 900
St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online, doitbest.com/Thibodeau store. Live at lunch from Ruffino's, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Charles Haniger for Total Maintenance. Now is the time to get your AC cleaned and checked before those sweltering temperatures arrive. Ensure your unit is performing at max efficiency, lower your monthly bills, and prolong the life of your central air conditioner. Right now, mention my name or Jimmy Ott and get $100 off that service. Down from $179 to $79. Call Total Maintenance for generators, electricity, and plumbing issues. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000, and in New Orleans, call 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in Laplace and Plaquemine.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon, presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic, is happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
The new go-to pizza joint in downtown Baton Rouge is Town Square Pizza. Town Square Pizza, located on North Boulevard across from the courthouse, is the perfect in-and-out destination when grabbing a quick workday lunch or visiting local attractions on the weekend. Town Square Pizza, you guessed it, square pizzas are consistently flavored and cooked perfectly every single time. It's as simple as that. Town Square Pizza, downtown next to Jolie Pearl.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee's the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffee's and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Haniger for Total Maintenance. Now is the time to get your AC cleaned and checked before those sweltering temperatures arrive. Ensure your unit is performing at max efficiency, lower your monthly bills, and prolong the life of your central air conditioner. Right now, mention my name or Jimmy Ott and get $100 off that service. Down from $179 to $79. Call Total Maintenance for generators, electricity, and plumbing issues. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000, and in New Orleans, call 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance. Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Annie from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN BatonRouge.
You know, yesterday we did the podcast. One of the picks I gave was Oklahoma almost felt guilty giving it out against Missouri, who hasn't won a league game. But Jimmy, you get to watch a little bit of that game last night.
You got to get a little bit more creative than just laying 420.
Right, you got to. We talked about putting it into parlays and stuff like that. Lay the run lines. I mean, lay the runs if you need to. I think you could get a -2.5. Oklahoma -2.5 last night for -125.
It was less than that.
Feel free to lay runs. With Missouri, they're 0-16. They're chasing history. The baseball guy in me says they got to win some, games in the league.
Charlie's league,
But I don't know, man. Can you go 0-30? I think.
No, you're not going 0-30.
I don't think so either.
They're going to win 1 or 2 games, but
they're going to challenge. 5 wins, I think, is the low water mark since they went to the 30-game schedule. 5-25, I think, is the worst. They're going to get under that. I'm pretty sure. Their average margin of defeat is 7.5 runs through 16 games. I mean, you're talking about a run differential of over 110 runs just about halfway through the conference season.
I gave it out as an LSU. It was anywhere from -135 to -159. LSU Oklahoma parlay last night, and LSU we like the good job Jay Johnson on the pinch hits, and then the umpire helping out to kill that rally as well. For Alabama, that really shifted the game, and then it got to be a little bit of a lie. But we also gave out -2.5 runs. Charlie was it was -108 or something like that. I got a little aggressive. I don't see a line posted tonight. I think they're trying to decide, Charlie, because I don't see a line posted yet on Oklahoma and Missouri because nobody is betting Missouri right now.
No,
not this
where the spoon's going for Oklahoma tonight. This should be the biggest.
You got to say he's their ace.
Their ace and the top prospect in the conference as far as pitching,
top pitching
prospect in the conference. So should be the biggest line that we've seen all year.
Live at lunch, live Ruffino's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, big cheesy Lou, and those Louis' original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road, near Starring since 1988. By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Louisiana Lanyap on Perkins and Blue Bonnet. Winner of the most 225's Best of Awards. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. And Phil's Oyster Bar since 1950 on Government Street and now in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Recall alert? Due for an oil change? Brakes louder than the kids in the back? Bayou Ford can get you in for service today. You don't have to wait. Same day service. Schedule now at BayouFord.com. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. He's out there somewhere in the world. Maybe even your local sports book.
Can anybody help us?
Let's bring in Bruce Marshall.
Brucey, how you doing, buddy?
Not as good as you if you're still in Monaco, man. I'll tell you that.
We made him come home.
No.
You made him come home. Okay.
Yes. Gretna does Monaco. Yes. A common path of. But it was great, man. It was really cool. Really cool. I mean, I thought it was really a great. Had a great time. Brucey, we're trying to find a line. We're trying to hunt lines. I know college baseball is not on your radar, Bruce, but what do we play? Let's see. We play about 8 or 9 games, conference games in college football. We play about 18 conference games, 16, 18 in conference basketball. We play 30. But, Bruce, we got an 0-16 team working right now, and it ain't close. And so we laid as much as 6.5 runs last night at a plus 280, minus 2.5 runs on the Oklahoma Sooners, which is a 500 team in SEC play against an 0-16 team. And guess what, Bruce? BetMGM, DraftKings, Bet Rivers, Caesars, Bet365. Yet nobody is posting a line on the Oklahoma-Missouri game today. Huh?
Wow. I didn't think a team could be that bad, but I mean, they're even posting numbers on the Rockies and White Sox. My God, and that's something.
Charlie, tell them what's the margin of defeat?
7.5 runs per game.
7.5 runs a game, Bruce.
Wow. No wonder.
I watched Crystal Palace, I think, Sunday. They got beat, 5-0? Huh? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, this is, my point is nobody at this point is, but you got to be a little bit more creative. You want to put it in one of your legs for a multi-leg money line parlay. That's fine. Charlie, would they go off yesterday? Oklahoma minus 400.
Yeah,
roughly. Give or take
4-20, I think. And then minus 2.5 runs was minus 125.
No, that was almost a pick. Yeah, minus 2.5 runs, but on the road, they're going to have that line. So anyway, remind you of the draft. Are you hearing anything from some of the odds makers in Las Vegas? We know Nevada, they hate to book the draft, but anything with the draft coming up less than a week?
Well, there's I think they've pretty much settled that they think Cam Ward's going to be the top pick. But after that, Shador is the one that's got a lot of people, wondering, and where is he going to land? I mean, you hear him anyway from the second pick, down into the high teens, low 20s. So I think beyond Cam, there's a lot of difference of opinion on where this thing is going to go. I'll tell you what I think is fascinating about the draft boys is that this is the first time in a while that we have seen so many running backs, get this sort of buzz. And I think part of it is Saquon last year. And I I think the realization that, hey, and now we've seen this before. I know Derrick Henry's had some big years and all, but how you're going to start seeing, I think, the running backs come back more into vogue now. And he was so dominant last year. And it's a pretty good crop this year, too. I mean, we've had some years recently. I think we've missed running backs completely in round one. Maybe 4 or 5 this year. And that's very interesting. So there's some, speculation on that and who's going to be after Genty, who's going to be the next back pick and things like that. So, and how high Genty might go. Very interesting, I think, a little change in draft metrics for this year.
I mean, everything kind of goes in cycles. And, I mean, there's no doubt Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry's impact for their teams last year was significant. And so, I mean, that's going to give a little bit more value to it. I'm wondering, Charlie, if we ever have that shift back to pocket passers, in the NFL where, I mean, you are more valuable. I mean, the most important thing to playing quarterback in the NFL is making plays from the pocket. And, but the problem there is so many more colleges, you can get away with an athletic quarterback first, a run first quarterback, win championships. We've seen all kinds of teams win with run first quarterbacks. So when you have, that's your feeder system. I mean, there's only going to be so many.
Everything's cyclical. And a lot of times it takes a rule change. When did the passing games open up in the NFL? When they basically
illegal chuck. Yeah.
You got one chuck and that was it. So, if you see a rule change or something like that, Bruce, one of my favorite plays on the board is Omarion Hampton, the running back from North Carolina, under 19.5, because I think Genty comes off the board to the Raiders at 6, and I think there's multiple teams that could take a running back before 19.5. One of them's the Dallas Cowboys, but the other one would have to jump up, and we know that Sean Payton from his time here is not, opposed to moving up in the draft. He sees a player he likes. They're sitting at 20. They could move up. Hampton, I think, is one of the guys that could move up these draft boards a little bit.
He could, and I've been hearing that in Denver. Now, you're right there at 20. So if Denver stays at 20 from every mock draft I've seen and all the buzz, Hampton wouldn't last beyond 20. So that's why they probably got this thing at 19.5. But Peyton could move up if he really likes him. That's sort of the interesting thing here. I mean, as of, a little over a month ago, there was a thought that the Genty might drop as low as Denver, but not with the Raiders and Dallas and some other teams buzzing about him. And that's a real buzz about the Raiders at 6 with Genty. He's not going to go that much lower than that. But you've got some of the other guys in there. Trevion Henderson is got a lot of buzz. I've heard Denver looking at him too. Denver's one team that would be looking at a running back in the first round, I think, to complete that offense a little bit better. Quinshon Judkins, another back out of Ohio State, ex-Ole Miss. He's getting a lot of buzz. And there's a lot of comparisons you're seeing being made to these guys. There's some people thinking that Henderson's got some Ezekiel Elliott in him. There's thinking some of the Junkins has got some Alvin Kamara in him. Omarion Hampton, he has gotten a lot of buzz here. Jonathan Taylor is a consideration for him. I don't think Cam Scatterbo is a first-round running back, but he's got a lot of teams interested, and he may not last as long as people think. Maybe somewhere in the second for him. But Hampton, he is sort of the pivot guy there in Denver at 20. That's sort of why right now I think they got that thing at 19.5. If everything stays the same, I don't think there's any way he'd last beyond 20, but that's another possibility. Maybe it's an over 19.5, because if he's on the board still at 20, Denver takes him and they stay in the 20th pick, that becomes an over winner. So keep looking at that too.
Bruce, I didn't have a chance to talk to you last week about the Final Four, but the 4 number 1 seeds, and then we have these unbelievable comebacks. Even with the least traumatic game, Auburn blew a 9-point second half lead to Florida. We know about the blown leads late. Duke up as much as 14 late against Houston, and in Houston, I think it was 12 as much as that against Florida. Memorable to say, where does this Final Four rank historically?
They didn't put that on TV in Monte Carlo.
Yeah, I had it on. Trust me.
It's right up there, Jimmy. It's hard, you think back, and the games that were, really, exciting here. The Houston Duke game too. Obviously we're still buzzing about that, but obviously the championship game as well. It's right up there, Jimmy. And I always was partial to the upset Final Fours with when Villanova won it. Though there wasn't a real like buzzer beater, last second sort of game there. No, the margin was only 2 in the championship game. NC State's just because of the magnitude when Valvano won it in '83. But this has got to be right up there. I mean, the drama there, and a little more special seeing Duke get beat. That was kind of nice. And the one thing I think about that, I might have mentioned to Charlie last week, of those 4 teams that were in the Final Four, most likely to get back next year actually might be Houston. Duke isn't. They're not going to get that sort of a freshman class again, unless, remarkably, Cooper Flagg stays for another year, which is a slight possibility, I guess. But, Florida's got to be reloading that whole backcourt. They did pick up the transfer from Princeton, but those guards are going to be very hard to replace. Auburn's got some guys to replace. But as you're right, I think this is as good a Final Four as I remember for sure.
I think why Houston is up there is because they're still trying to figure out who's, the scoreboard as far as the transfer portal is concerned, but they know what the recruiting class is about. And Houston's got 2 5-stars and a 4-star coming in. And the only thing is that's not a program, that's not a culture that is real true freshman dependent or impactful. So, those guys don't look like babies in that Houston roster.
No, they don't.
I mean, they look like middle-aged men. So.
Oh, you're right. They do have, and they inked up Pop Isaacs out of Creighton, who was hurt most of this year. He started out great for Creighton, and we know him at Texas Tech before, so he's going to be Houston next year. Plus this highly touted freshman class. You're right. That's going to be a little different look for Houston, but by all accounts, I mean, in the Big 12, they're going to still be right there. But you're right, though. This Final Four was really something special.
The Bruce, what happened to the Houston Purdue game, where you've been around the sport a long time, you officiated. I officiated a lot in high school, played all the time, and even when did they stop playing zone defended under inbounds pass under your own goal that you're defending? I mean, because that doesn't happen. That's why. What happened with Houston and Purdue is why you do that. You force the ball to be inbounded to the perimeter. So I'm not sure when that happened. And I'm not sure when they stopped just running plays, whether it's picks, whether it's plays, whatever it is. Of all people, Shaka Smart. I saw that. I think it might have been Xavier. It was a conference game, mid to late part of the season, where they only had like 3 team fouls, and they were ahead. And he had to get 4 straight inbounds plays in, and he had a different play every time. They executed every time. That was part of, Houston's comeback against Duke as well. But I just don't understand why those fundamentals are just so simple that have left some of the coaches.
I know. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Purdue fans are asking that too. They're still. I mean, that's a game Purdue could have won. I mean, for sure. But we saw that more than that this year. And you're right. It seems like, I don't know when that change happened, but it seems like it did. And you see this more now. It used to be kind of automatic in college. I mean, that's when you would, for the teams that could use the zone, that's when you use it, those out of bounds plays. But no, you're right. It is sort of surprising. By the way, on the subject of officiating, I don't know what the deal is. The higher you get in the officiating, you get worse. I have never seen some worse calls than I've seen in the NBA in the last week. And maybe I'm just watching these play-in games more, but they're calling some stuff. I can't.
Max,
believe
was it Golden
Even the
State?
announcers are saying,
Golden State, Memphis, the league admitted like 4 blown calls at the end of Golden State, Memphis.
I saw something like that. Yeah, I don't know if it was 4, but yeah, they've been
just in the last
4.
2 minutes, because that's all they give you, right? The 2-minute report.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, you get worse the higher you get in refereeing, I guess. It's hard to explain.
What about the NBA playoffs, Bruce, as far as the $1 million question? How much of the regular season is going to translate to the postseason? And the 2 teams we're talking about the most is Houston and Cleveland.
Yes, good question. It means more than it does in the NHL, when I'm convinced it means nothing. But in the NBA, Houston is the one interesting here because Golden State, is favored to win the series, and you rarely see that with a 7 over a 2. This is a new experience for Houston, at least Cleveland and this group of Rockets. At least Cleveland has been there in the playoffs last year, and they're sort of a contender coming in. But Houston's the one that is really interesting to me and how they're going to react to all this. I think we saw in the Wednesday play-ins more than the Tuesday play-ins. But I guess some of the Tuesdays too. But the experience factor there, Miami, even though there's some different pieces on Miami, they don't have Jimmy B there anymore, but they still got Hero. They still got Adebayo. The experience meant something there. The Bulls just didn't answer. And the same thing, Dallas, even though it's a little bit different. Dallas, no Kyrie. Of course, Luka's gone, but there are guys. Anthony Davis is there. Klay Thompson has got as much playoff experience as anybody. And I thought that made a difference in the Sacramento win for Dallas. So that's a good point. And that would work against Houston, you would think, coming up here. My stealth team to watch in the playoffs, though, and nobody seems to be talking about it, I think we might see an LA-Boston final, but the other LA. I think the Clippers have got a real shot, and this is the first time in a few years, they're going to have Kawhi healthy, at least for now, and they're like pretty much in one piece coming in, and they closed as hot as anybody the last month and a half. I think they're going to take Denver out, and right now they're my stealth pick to get all the way. And I think it's an LA-Boston final, but the other LA with the Clippers in there.
There we go.
We'll see.
All right, the Clippers. Any other game ones or series picks that you have of the 6 series that we have set? We'll see what the other 2 matchups are after tonight.
Yeah, I kind of think the Lakers are going to take Minnesota out. And usually, and remember, there's that zigzag in the playoffs too. So after game 1, you always look the other side in game 2. But in game 1, usually the team that wins that is oftentimes going to go through. I kind of think that the Lakers are going to probably get through this one, and maybe that they get by game 1. Not a bad number there. I think Milwaukee is in trouble right now. Indiana, I think, can get them out. So I might be looking at the Pacers there, and that Denver. It's a short price with the Clippers. I think they're going to get a split in Denver, and the game they get might be 1. If they get 1, they might get 2. I think Denver's in some trouble. I don't like what's going on there with the coaching thing. So maybe Clippers also game 1 on Saturday.
All right, Bruce. Any teams you buying or selling right now? Overreaction to the early start of the MLB season.
Well, I'm trying to think. The Rockies are such an abomination.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
They are such an abomination. And it's not just that they're bad. They're like, I think, minus 52 run differential right now, too, or minus 50. And that's worse than the White Sox were at this point last year.
They'd be favored against Missouri. Sorry.
Okay, that's right. They would be favored. But they'd probably post that one at least with Missouri. But they don't change players. And how many years do they run Freeland and Feldner and Marquez and Sensatella out there in the rotation when they don't do any well? They don't, and the only veterans they pick up are really obscure, and the Kyle Farmer types. I mean, Moniak, they just signed him. They really, really are bad. Tonight they're playing Washington at home. We'll see. But I would be fading them. I might still fade the White Sox, but you got a big price to lay unless you're doing it on the run line with Boston tonight. One other one, really having trouble now. The Angels, that little quick start, we saw that from them last year. They have stalled 4 straight losses. The offense isn't doing anything. I mean, the pitching has not been that bad, and that's what we thought was going to be a problem with them. They play the Giants tonight. You could do run line on the Giants with Logan Webb. It's in Anaheim, but the Angels have stopped hitting. Trout is swinging for home runs every time up there. That's what we saw from the Angels last year. Not a good team. They'll be well below 500 before you know it, and maybe right now is the time to sell on the Halos.
All right, Bruce. Enjoy your weekend. Happy Easter to you, sir. Holy Good Friday to you. So we'll talk to you next week, man. Thank you, buddy.
Happy Easter, guys. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Bruce Marshall, long time senior writer for the Gold Sheet, owner of the Gold Sheet and contributes to various veteran handicapper, to say the least. Don't forget our friends at Total Diamond Performance, Burbank and Gardere. Hitting and bat speed classes available. Classes are designed to increase rotational power and core strength while also refining swing mechanics, improving adjustability of the swing, and understanding hitting approach. The program will be a blend of dynamic and traditional hitting drills, PVC progressions, mid-ball training, and core exercise. Best way to get your guy hitting, your youth baseball player hitting better, contact Nick Schneider, nick@tdbbaseball.com. That's nick@tdbbaseball.com. We've got defensive classes and pitching classes as well. Total Diamond Performance, tdbbaseball.com, Burbank and Gardere.
Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Crow's Head, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to the Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Crow's Head exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Phil Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Baseball and softball players of all levels get the competitive edge you've been looking for at Total Diamond Performance. Do the same lessons, camps, classes, and clinics used by top college and MLB organizations. Everything from mental performance, in-game video, and data analysis to improve pitching, throwing velocity, bat speed, and fielding. Total Diamond Performance is tailored around the individual player to build strength and athleticism while also cleaning up mechanical deficiencies. Matt Mastretta applies what he's learned working in player development with college and MLB teams. Total Diamond Performance, 931-3730. That's 931-3730.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic is happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Louisiana Lanyap on Perkins and Bluebonnet. Winner of the most 225's Best of Awards. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee, and Phil's Oyster Bar since 1950 on Government Street to now in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padilla at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and WorkboxLLC.com.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
Live at lunch with Otten Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Back here at Ruffino's live at lunch. A couple things in the Southeastern Conference tonight besides LSU. Number one, we're going to watch the return of Gage Wood for Arkansas. Wood was in their starting rotation at the beginning of the season. He had in his second start, he left with a shoulder injury. He hasn't pitched since. This is the first time he is going to have pitched since February the 23rd. He threw 2 innings against Michigan. He's throwing against Justin Lampkin for Texas A&M tonight. Lampkin has been very good in 4 of his 5 SEC starts. He got roughed up against Kentucky, but the last 2 weeks he shut out South Carolina. And, okay, so South Carolina's not great, but at Tennessee, Jimmy, who you know can hit.
And especially in that park.
Yeah, 6 innings of 2-run baseball. I'll take 6 innings of 2-run baseball in Knoxville every time. He only gave up 1 earned run against Alabama, and he gave up 3, but he went 7 innings against Vanderbilt. So he's pretty good. And for Gage Wood, who is a terrific talent, but has been out since February 25th, this is a heck of a lineup to try to break back in on. We use this in horse racing a lot. You know me. I like second race back from a long layoff. This is like going back into a stakes race in your first race back instead of taking one race to kind of get you back in shape. So kind of like A&M against Arkansas tonight. You're getting a little bit of plus money here with the Aggies.
You think an unranked team on the road against a top 3 team that's 25-2 at home, and that line's that short, that's kind of an indicator that the odds makers feel respecting Texas A&M a lot as well. And the futures right now, LSU, even had to snap out of their slump last night, and it took them deep into the game to do so. Yeah. And some clutch pinch hits along the way to spark the comeback. LSU was kind of what not. 2 and 2A with the Arkansas and LSU for overall odds to win it all. LSU is a public team. Tennessee is your favorite still at plus 450. A&M's all the way down there at 35-1, but it looks like they kind of got some things figured out.
The bats are rolling right now, and they remind me a little bit. I'm very anxious to see when LSU's got to go there in a couple of weeks, but they could be like that Ole Miss team that snuck into the tournament, got off to the lousy start, got hot late, snuck into the tournament, and got hot to win the whole thing. A&M could be, if the playoffs started today, if today was Selection Monday, A&M would probably sneak in as a 3 seed somewhere, and it'd be the scariest damn 3 seed you've ever seen in your life because they got enough talent to win the whole damn thing if they get right. So they got off to a bad start, and the Grahovic injury was tough to overcome, but they're rolling a little bit right now. Also did some research on we asked a question earlier, is Missouri going to be the worst team ever? I think I told you 5 wins was the low water mark.
5-25.
The 2 teams that I was thinking about, which was one for Vandy and one for Georgia, they won 5 games, but they didn't play 30. They went 5-24 and 5-23, playing 30 full games. Okay, no rainouts, no nothing. 6-24, which has been done 4 times. They ain't getting a 6.
No chance. I keep trying to find the line today, Charlie. They won't put
I wouldn't either. The lowest win total since the league went to 30 games in 1993. The lowest win total is Alabama in 1994. They won 4 games, but they only played 26. I guess they had 4 rainouts. So they're 4-22.
What's the worst winning percentage?
For 30 full games, 6-24.
No, the winning percentage, no matter what.
Is 4-22 or 5-23 worse? I'm sorry, 5-24 would probably be the
5-24
5-24.
or what?
No, it's going to be 5-24.
Yeah.
Vandy in 2000 went 5-24. That was before Corbin got there, I think.
5 divided by 29. So
Yeah. What is that?
5 divided by 29
something
is 17%.
17.2%. Not even 20.
17.2%.
Not even 20% there. I don't know if they're going to play 30. They could get rained out somewhere. I would do any of my ceremonial rain dances if I was them the rest of the season.
Come on, man.
They're just really bad.
Yeah, I watched a lot of college baseball last night. So Oklahoma, Missouri, LSU, Alabama, Texas A&M, Arkansas. Oklahoma and Alabama. This guy from Alabama's. I think he's. If they backed into him because of the controversy that exited the other coach.
Yeah.
I think, little things, Charlie, like what's forgotten in baseball, kind of like, you get your tomahawk if you're a Florida State football player, you get your Buckeye if you're Ohio State player. They do the little script A's for not home run, but just fundamental things, taking an extra base, hitting cutoff guy, kind of the fun of, he pays attention to that. They just got a couple of guys. They're so thin, but this guy's got a chance to, kind of make a little. He might be pretty good over there.
What do you think of Maryland baseball, just in general?
Not at all. Nothing.
Exactly.
I don't ever remember him going to Omaha.
I don't think they've ever been to Omaha, but he took them to 3 straight regionals and won 61% of his games in.
So he wasn't the in season. They hired him after the season.
They hired him.
Yeah. Okay.
He was at Maryland for 6 years, and he got him in the 3
regionals.
Got 3 and one of those years was canceled because of COVID. So 3 times in 5 full seasons, and won 61% of his conference games. I know this Big Ten conference, not a great baseball conference, but 61% of your conference games is why wouldn't you? Maryland's supposed to be in the damn ACC. Oh God!
Well, they have been for such a long time, and when the traditional for the most of our lifetime. It's UNC, it's Virginia, certainly some NC State, Rodon, and then a team that was set in the COVID year as well. Clemson has been to the Omaha several times. Wake Forest,
North Carolina.
I mentioned that's the first one I mentioned. Florida State, Miami have championships. I mean, the ACC is there's a lot of really good teams. Yes. It always hasn't translated to Omaha as much as the SEC, but Maryland's with the traditional, and I'm not including Cal and Stanford and the new ACC and near the bottom. Even Duke has had some more success. I don't think Duke's ever made it though to Omaha either.
No, but they got into a super regional.
Oh no, they got super regional.
Texas Tech, I think.
A couple times.
Yeah, that's the one I remember. You know what I remember about Maryland baseball? The 6 home run game. It was Marshall McDougal hit 6 home runs against them when he was at Florida State, or was it?
That was against Maryland.
I think it was against Maryland.
I'm not sure.
I gotta look that up during the break. I'm doing that out of my head. I might have that totally wrong, but there was a 6 home run game. Marshall McDougal.
No, Marshall McDougal definitely.
I think it was 6 home runs,
but
and I think it was against Maryland. We'll look that up. We'll look that up during the break. We're brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. Listen, when you're planning for retirement, you need a unique approach for your situation. What portion of your life are you in? What is your age? What is your income level? It doesn't matter what those things are because they're going to tailor-make a plan for you. And listen, they're there to talk when, the market's fluctuating. You want to know what's going on. Philip and his staff do a great job at what I say is, calming some fears or giving you a wide-angle lens view of what's going on. They'll work with you as well as your business partners, your legal team, tax professionals, make sure all your retirement goals are achieved. And I can tell you for sure because that's what they've done for me. CoastalCapitalADV.com is on the web. 337-981-1376 is the phone number. Philip Fondo and his staff at Coastal Capital Advisors, your registered investment advisors. Member FINRA, SIPC.
Good job, Charlie. 26-2 win over Maryland.
Marshall McDougal, 6 homers against.
Not only that, but he was 7 for 7 in that game.
So decent day, decent month.
7 for 7.
We'll take him.
You 10. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
that's
I mean,
unreal.
Oh my God.
Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salad, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales. By now you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Go's Eat Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with a sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Go's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic is happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle.
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. Now is the time to get your AC cleaned and checked before those sweltering temperatures arrive. Ensure your unit is performing at max efficiency, lower your monthly bills, and prolong the life of your central air conditioner. Right now, mention my name or Jimmy Ott and get $100 off that service. Down from $179 to $79. Call Total Maintenance for generators, electricity, and plumbing issues. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000, and in New Orleans, call 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance. This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. Grow your nest egg savings with a great CD rate from Home Bank. For a limited time, you can earn 4.25% annual percentage yield, and you get to choose the term. Pick 3, 7, or 11 months and get this excellent return on your savings. The minimum balance is only $2,500. It really is that simple. Stop by any South Louisiana Home Bank location and speak with a local banker today. Good for business, good for life. Home Bank, member FDIC.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Back here at Ruffino's live at lunch. Jimmy, I've been waiting on this study, this number for a while about the transfer portal. I wanted to run this by you. We've thought for a while that of the number of players that go into the transfer portal, what was so underreported was the number of players that didn't get another scholarship or had to transfer down to another place. Some of the biggest stories of the transfer portal is where the big players going, where the standouts going, where we use that Sunbelt stat a lot. All the Sunbelt football players are going up to bigger schools, or most of them anyway. So how many, this study that was released in December, and somebody finally took the time to read the whole doggone thing and summarize it so I didn't have to. How many of the basketball playing student athletes that entered the transfer portal either didn't get a scholarship or had to transfer down? Either didn't get another one at all or had to transfer down a level.
How many percentage?
What's the percentage of basketball players?
Oh, basketball
players in the transfer portal. As we watch Baylor with 0 players on
Go
scholarship
with
here.
58%.
You're a little low. 65% of the Division I basketball playing players that got into the transfer portal, regardless of where they started their career. So this is D1, D2, transferred down a level or didn't get another scholarship at all. So
2/3.
Yeah, 2/3. And so you say, well, what about the power conferences? Certainly, it would be, but it's higher. 70% of the Tier 1, this is the Power 4 conferences plus the Big East for basketball, either did not find another scholarship or transferred down. 70%. I mean, this should be posted in every locker room. This should be on everybody's must-read list. I mean, before you get into transfer point, but when you sign your scholarship papers, when you get to campus, they should make you read this. They should make your parents read this. They should make you, if you got an agent, should make your agent read this. Listen to me, okay? If you transfer out, the overwhelming probability is that you, and it probably won't get through to anybody, but this is the number that should be
Charlie, this is not changing. To be a great athlete, you got to have a level of confidence, okay? And but and also, as a parent, it is very rare that your parents, your family, your support group don't think you're better than you actually are.
Correct.
Okay, so we're talking about Nico. He overplayed his hand. He thought he was better than what he was. Well, that's the majority of them. The numbers prove that out to the tune of basically two out of every 3. And it's just, and I don't see where that's really going to change. I mean, that's when, even when my son was playing ball, I mean, that's a hard thing to do, man. You want to support him. You want to do, you highlight the high marks, but, even as much as me, I'll probably be guilty of it. As I'm not immune to thinking of my kid's probably better than what he was. I mean, it's just, it's just,
and
and there's some that different levels too. Okay. They're different levels, but this is the whole thing of, everybody's got Arch Manning. Man, Arch Manning would be better suited to play another 2 seasons at University of Texas. And when it's all said and done, how many of the guys, even the guys that went out early, how many guys talk about the best time of their life was when they were in college?
Yeah, and
you can make all the money, have all the luxuries. The things that give me, the one that really gets me, when you want to talk about, man, God can't even take out his girlfriend because he doesn't have any money because he can't afford a job. The necessities, I'm down with. Okay, nutrition centers, whatever. That's fine. Okay, but to part of it, he needs this $200,000 car.
Yeah, you don't need that.
Was the demand? That's BS, man. And that's where the venom comes in. And somebody's gonna, when that crap is hurting. Your boy Carson Beck to have 2 luxury vehicles unnecessarily, man, that's gonna be a knock on him.
Right.
And somebody would, and everybody, Jamarcus was his uncle's name?
Ray.
When he passed, because why? Ray wouldn't tell him anything, just what Jamarcus wanted to hear.
Yeah.
No, he was going to be the tough love.
And he was a media member, so he saw big picture.
So there's so many, and I mean, so many of the student athletes today cave on being challenged because they get smoke blown up their rear end by the leeches of the world and the other people. And man, Nico's is poor representation. I mean, you could get burned. Now he's playing for a weaker program, weaker league for less money.
To say nothing of the fact that the taxes and things like that in California are going to kill him much more than in Tennessee.
UCLA budget will kill him just as much as compared to the Tennessee budget.
It's not about the offense, believe me. I just would like for the rest of the story, because I honestly think that right now, and look, I understand money's money, and not all of these kids are going to be Arch Manning or a first-round pick or whatever. They want to get what they can get right now, but they get in with the idea that, well, I'll just go to another program if this doesn't work out. But the statistics will tell you, hey, listen, I just want you to be aware that the overwhelming majority of the players that transfer out don't go somewhere as good. They go to a lower level. They go to, or they don't get a scholarship at all. Just because you put yourself in the transfer portal does not mean somebody else is definitely going to take you. Just be aware of that, because this gets no publicity at all. I really do think that the majority of the athletes out there think, if I go into the transfer portal and I was a student athlete at, I need to stop using that term, by the way, because it's so outdated, student athlete. If you're an SEC player in any sport, well, I'll get a scholarship somewhere else. And the statistics just don't bear that out. And now we got some hard data. We got enough time in the transfer portal era to really tell them the whole story. Just say, hey, listen, you might be the guy that transfers from Ohio State to LSU and wins the Heisman Trophy, but probably what's going to happen is you're going to end up at Sam Houston State or without a scholarship at all.
Charlie, like your boy Clayton Jr. that performed great at Ohio U, and he moved to Florida. Part of the transfer portal does work as well. Yeah. Because a kid of his ability, a kid of his production and performance should be with a better program, with a better quality of life. Like I say it all the time. You want to spend your eligibility at the Four Seasons or the Howard Johnsons. I think I dated myself. The Howard Johnsons is done now. La Quinta. Okay. Yeah. So,
Spanish for next to Denny's.
Next to Mestizo now.
Yeah, right.
So, but it's all bad. It's good and bad with everything. But you hope that this younger generation will just get better support groups, people that are. And how does a kid identify with that? How does a kid identify? Man, this guy loves me. He tells me everything I want to hear. Man, why would I? So, how many people are at that age? You and I at that age, we didn't want to hear too much from the guys that were really on our ass.
And I don't, I don't want to say that the transfer portal is nothing but bad. Goodness, LSU has 2 Heisman Trophy winners that came out of the transfer portal, and the number 1 pick in the baseball draft came out of the transfer portal. So I don't want to say that, it's all bad or that it can't work out. Just be aware of the numbers. Just be aware of the numbers if you are going into college and you're going to be a college athlete. You might be Skeens, you might be Burrow, you might be Daniels.
How about Brandon Larson? How about Lloyd Peaver? Those guys they transferred here.
They were junior college players, though, at a time where junior college baseball was, a lot more prominent than it is now. But yes, those are good examples. Those guys had tremendous success here. Angel Reese was a transfer here. Was a first-round pick. There's plenty.
Maybe she was pitching against Marshall McDougal that day. She's from Maryland.
She is from Maryland. She is from
What,
Maryland.
Max? I've got an update on your Oklahoma, Missouri. I'm afraid we're not going to get a line on this.
I wouldn't.
We had not realized there's a doubleheader today. They don't like to post doubleheaders, I think, because of pitching. They're already underway, and Oklahoma's up 4-0 in the third after 2 2-run homers. So Oklahoma going to get it.
Was there a number? What time did they start?
They started at 12. There's another one at 4.
No, I've been looking for this number since I woke up this morning.
Okay.
I've
seen it before. If they're double headers, they don't like posting those. I think there's just uncertainty about pitching.
I didn't realize the weather got to them.
They're playing 9, though, Charlie. They don't play 7 in a doubleheader.
If they play
it's 12 and 4. As I'm aware, it's 9 innings.
Yeah. They try to play 9-inning doubleheaders. If it's not on the.
I thought that was done. I mean,
if it's the last day of the series, they play
oh,
two
okay.
sevens.
Okay, but if they push it up like this,
they're gonna
okay.
try
So
to-
if this was tomorrow, being a Thursday, Friday,
It would
Saturday,
be two
it'd be two
sevens.
sevens. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I'm asking.
But I think the doubleheader is the reason you're not seeing a line on this. But
That's convenient.
I wanted to lay 6.5 runs again. It's on the way. They're gonna run rule them again. Oklahoma, a 500 team, they have like 7 run rules this year.
Yeah, I watched
And
them
that's not all
they
conference,
beat,
obviously.
They beat Vandy 14-0 last weekend.
It's 14-2.
I thought it was 14. No, the game I watched, they might have beat them 14-2 also.
They beat them 14-0 also?
Yeah, it was total was 14.5. Believe me.
14-0 in the 7th in 7 innings.
Yeah,
that was on.
Yeah,
did they? Would Vandy beat them on the 14-2 game? Remember the one we just saw, Max? Remember we looked at Sunday.
Vandy won 13-2.
13-2. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So what?
13-2 and 14-0.
A 25-point turnaround from game to game.
What's the Spurs and the Hornets?
PJ, what was it? Gennaro Pargo, Charlie.
In and out.
He was out playing Chris Paul in that game
So
7.
close.
Kept him in it.
So close.
Scheffler's underway. He looks like he is in the sand on this par 5, so he'll have a up and down opportunity for birdie here. Back in town, back on my routine, even in this holy weekend. So we got to see probably, see what when my son's allows me to interfere with his schedule this weekend. But I'll be hitting the Queen at some point, and on the way home, I'll be hitting my friends over at Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Lee Drive, right across from Mike Anderson's. Man, go by and check them out. A lot of great menu items. Start off with the quesadillas, the tacos, the burritos. They do a taco pizza, a Mexican pizza, which is outstanding. Their tortilla soup is good. Always start with that fresh guacamole. You talk about good stuff. So all of the traditional Mexican favorites and grilled. You talk about the taquitos, the potato skins, La Flautas, the Santa Fe egg rolls, just really good stuff. Do the trio dip with the bean dip, the queso, in the guacamole as well. Service is outstanding over at Los Reyes Mexican Grill. Happy hour, 7 days a week, 2:30 to 6:30. And when you get your bill, you don't get that sticker shock as well. It's Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Lee, just off of Nicholson, across from Mike Anderson's.
Live at Ruffino's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate...
It's rolling.
This is Charles Hanker. Join us for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch. We're at Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill in Denham Springs. We'll be recapping the weekend in the Southeastern Conference. And we, hang on a second. Okay. This is Charles Hannigrove. Join us for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch from Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill in Denham Springs. We're wrapping up a big SEC weekend in baseball, and we're counting down to the NFL draft. Live at Lunch from Big Mike's in Denham Springs on Monday at 11, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis' original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic is happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Ryan Ramczyk made it official yesterday, retiring from the New Orleans Saints. A terrific career that was cut short with the cartilage injury. 7 seasons, All-Pro honors 3 times, and just a shame.
Ramczyk?
And he announced it officially yesterday. He's going to be announcing the Saints pick next
draft
Thursday.
Good for him.
Or next Friday.
Draft season. I mean,
30.
You've got a lot of run out of that draft pick. It's really good for a long time.
He was terrific. Thanks to our friends here at Ruffino's.
Yep, this is it for the local programming. So where are we Monday?
Big Mike's.
Big Mike's, baby.
Mike's in
Denham Springs.
So
all right.
Enjoy the Easter weekend, everybody.
Happy Easter.
For Jordan back in the studio, for Max, for Jimmy, I'm Charles Hanniger saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer. No, I'm sorry.
Go home,
National
Charlie.
Vacation. Bye-bye.
Live at lunch.
If you're near the north.
All right, you guys have a good one.
Thanks,
You
Jordan.
too.
Appreciate
Happy
it.
Easter.